Let's play! Whoa!
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You all may call me Pharaoh, and welcome to a bonus video of Let's Play Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box, where today we are just going to be going over all the puzzles within Layton's Challenges. These are basically the worst of the worst that these games have to provide, and I can already tell off the bat I am probably gonna look some of these up because I don't know how long I want to spend on this, because we also got the weekly puzzles I'm going to do in another bonus video and whatnot. So, all in due time, you know, we'll just see how these go, you know. And I'm sure not all of them are going to be bad, but I'm sure a vast majority of them will. And also, like, as we solve these, I also want to see what this very last option here is for 4,500 Picarats. So, we'll see that eventually, but let's start this off with the musician's house. And we're going to go right into Coast to Coast, puzzle 139. 70 Picarats. Oh boy. A woman boards a non-stop flight leaving Los Angeles at noon and arrives in New York City at 8 p.m. The next day, the same woman leaves New York at noon and flies back to Los Angeles. The flight is unaffected by jet streams and takes the same amount of time to reach its destination as it did the previous day. The time difference means that it's always 3 hours earlier in New York than in Los Angeles. Wait, 3 hours earlier? Can you figure out what time the plane arrives back in Los Angeles? Give your answer in 24-hour notation. So, I feel like when they give us something like that, like, hey, by the way, you better put it in 24-hour notation, it almost makes it seem like it's not going to be 0 through 12. It's not guaranteed, but it just sounds like it's going to be something beyond that. Now, I am probably thinking about this way too simplistically, but the very beginning says that they left LA and got to New York at 8. Okay. And yeah, they say the time difference means it's always 3 hours earlier in New York than in Los Angeles. The thing is, either way, it's a 3 hour. The time difference says right there, it's 3 hours. You don't need to know anything about, you don't need to know anything really about time zones. It tells you, like, that between Pacific and Eastern time, there's going to be a 3 hour difference. So, with that also being said, the flight itself should be 5 hours, right? Because if she leaves at noon, you know, we're adding 3 hours to it as is just because of time difference. And if it's going to be 8 o'clock, that's a 5 hour flight. So we're going backwards. If she, what times are saying here? Next day, she leaves New York at noon and flies back to Los Angeles. So you could kind of do the inverse, where it's like, we know it's going to be 5 hours minimum, right? The 5 hour trip. That puts us at 1,700. Wait. Am I thinking about that right? Wait. Yes. That puts us at 1,700. And then the 3 hour time difference is 2 o'clock, or 1,400. Right?
Let's see if this works.
Okay.
Piece of cake.
I'm a little unsure why the hell that was worth 70 Picarats. The plane arrives back in Los Angeles at 1400 or 2 p.m. Due to the 3 hour time difference, when it's noon in Los Angeles, it's 3 p.m. in New York. The plane gets into New York at 8 p.m., so the actual flying time of the plane must be 5 hours. The flight back to Los Angeles also takes 5 hours, meaning that it's arrived at 1700 hours or 5 p.m. New York time factor, and the time difference to get the plane's arrival in Los Angeles 1400 or 2 p.m. Okay, I don't really see how that was a puzzle more than knowing how flight times work, but okay. One extra block. Another one was 70. The diagram below shows a structure made of 28 blocks. Of these blocks, 27 form a neat, larger cube, and on top of that sits a single block poking out above the rest. Below this diagram sit those same 28 blocks, but this time the cube has been separated into 5 chunks. Tap the chunk A through E that contains a single block that sat on top of all the others. Assume that all 5 chunks fit together as shown and can't be rotated from their current orientation. So essentially, pick the block that fits nicely, but also has the top cube sticking out that makes sense. Now, I'm not sure the best way to go about this. I mean, we can say, like, okay, it's a 3x3 grid, whatever. And I guess what I'm trying to do is trying to visualize how the block is going to sit, or how it's going to be constructed. And once again, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it seems like it's kind of coming together somewhat nicely because, once again, considering that it's a 3x3, cube, D and E can kind of give you like a idea. Let me get the memo out here. Of it would be like these 2 portions here. And then looking at, I think A would sit nicely, like, because that portion's D, but then A would sit nicely right here. And I think, yeah, it would fill in these 2 blocks here. So I don't think it's A, D, or E. What I'm trying to figure out is how do B and C kind of factor in here. I mean, honestly, if I'm just basing it off those 2 choices, I don't think C makes sense with the orientation it's given. B would once again kind of fit nicely into the slot with D, but also this portion of E. And then we have this top block here. It seems like it would stick out properly. I'll go with B.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Alrighty.
And there we have it.
B contains a 28th block. Were you able to visualize all 5 pieces coming back to form a single structure? Excuse me. Kinda. Yeah, see, like, the big one I got, yeah, was D and E, and then the A really fitting nicely. What I was iffy on is, like, where C was going, but okay, there you go. Better visualization there. Alright, let's take a look at the final puzzle within the musician's house. Oh, crap, the disappearing one. Let's see how bad this one's gonna be. Oh, crap. Considering it's 99 picarats, well, just, this is just gonna blow. Alright, so it's just like what we've done all these times before. It's more so of a matter of just... I will be honest with you guys, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just kind of messing around at this point. I mean, I messed around, and not to say we got close, but it's something. And I think we're gonna have to kind of continuously do that until we reach some type of agreement how the hell this is gonna work. My problem is like, it's probably gonna happen is I'm gonna accidentally, I say accidentally, but I'm somehow gonna screw myself out of a, how to solve these. I think I basically did it again. I always get those top portions, I can't get those out of the way. I don't even know. And sometimes there's like a pattern where I kind of go back and forth, or like clockwise, counterclockwise. I don't know if that's really the case that we want to do here or not. Once again, like, I'm narrowing it down a little bit, but then it just comes back down to the top 3 that I gotta do something with, and that is where I just don't know how I want to go about that. Like, do I want to focus and try getting myself up there or not? Do I... Oh, shoot. I guess I could try, but... it's gonna be kind of funky. Because ultimately what I want to do is I want to leave the top 2 alone so I can jump over it. I gotta get rid of these. The thing is, how do I freaking do that? Well, I think I'm getting there, but I also feel I'm about to screw myself. Yeah, how the hell am I gonna... Ugh. All I necessarily did was just move these top 3 to now just a little bit more to the bottom. Yeah, this is gonna suck. I think, for the interest of time, this one I'm just gonna fast forward and... I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying off screen, but if I really, really can't get it down in a timely manner, I may just look up a solution and just fast forward through it, just to save everybody some time. Okay, that was a pain in the butt. I
This should do the
tried for a little while off screen. I'm like, I kept getting close. Like, I was just like
trick. Wonderful.
3 to 4 balls off. And I'm like, this is not going to work, not going to work. So, yeah, I had to see what was the best way to handle it. And funny enough, the idea that I had where it's like, should I be going clockwise or counterclockwise, it was used here and there through the puzzle. And kind of got you a little bit closer to the solution, but that was a pain. If I had like absolutely nothing to do, if I was doing this in my own time, maybe I would have eventually gotten it, but Now, Musician's house is done. Let's move over to the Tea Master's house. The Scholar's Life. Let's see what the hell this is going to be all about. The following words are written on a famous mathematician's grave. Following the 1/6 of my life I spent as a child, I spent 1/12 of my life as a young man. Then 1/7 of my life later, I got married. 5 years after I was wed, I was blessed with a child, but sadly he only lived half the time I was alive before passing away. Today, 4 years after his death, I too will depart from this world. Can you use these words to figure out how many years a mathematician lived? God, no. At least not soon. But, ugh. Let's figure this out. I mean, might be easier to write down these numbers. So 1/6 was a child. 1/12 young man. And then 1/7 later, he got married. This got a little bit confusing. Like, then he says 5 years afterwards, blessed with a child, but then he only lived half. Unfortunately, and then 4 years after he passed, then he passes. I mean, we can try finding a number or something that, if you want to say, adds up to all this, or like equates to whatever. Although now that I kind of think about it, what the hell is the terminology in math? My God, I kind of forgot. Like, it started with, like, algebra, you know, like, solve for this, or, like, solve for X. Is it? It's not a variable. Well, could it be a variable? Exponent? One of the two. I'm getting coding mixed up with all this. Anyway, we know in some capacity that if we have something to substitute that variable, let's just say it is, like, X, then, like, 1/6 of that number equates to how long he spent as a child, and 1/12 of that number equates to, you know, his life as a young man. 1/7 later, that's when he got married, but then take that plus whatever. What the hell is it gonna be? I'm trying to think, like, common denominator, too. I'm not really sure if I want to go that route. Math! Why did it have to be a mathematician? You know what's sad? Not to get into this topic, but, like, it kind of brings me into it now a little bit. But, you know, I remember when I was in school, like, they said, come on, guys, you're going to need this stuff for life. And it's like, really? Are we? And somebody in my class mentioned, I think this is my pre-cal teacher, very good guy. He was very knowledgeable in it. And he's like, Mr. So-and-so, he's like, are we really going to use this in life? And he's like, what do you consider right now? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, wouldn't you say that this is life right now? He's like, yeah. And he's like, well, you're using it now. So Sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm just reading a message. Oh, sorry. So yeah, like, I bring that up because it's like, with today's advancements in, you know, technology and especially the usage of AI and a lot of things, I can't imagine people like willingly or knowingly using formulas or using whatever, or to having that knowledge in the back of their head to figure out stuff. And, you know, that's not good either, because now you're going to get people who are going to be way super reliant on AI, especially, to give something, and like, that's not going to be good. Like, I think I saw a video yesterday where a guy was literally talking to an AI on how to build his PC. Now, I'm not saying it's the most easiest thing in the world. It's definitely not super difficult either. There's various great tutorials out there and, you know, there's instruction manuals that come with, like, your case and the motherboard. And he ended up breaking it anyway. It's like, oh. So, we can only hope for the best. Now, anyway, what the hell's going on here? Either way, yeah, this I am very iffy on to solve. I'm gonna give it a shot, you know, off screen, but if I don't get it, I'm just gonna look it up. Alrighty. God knows I tried, but I don't think I was getting it, so this one was a mulligan. It is actually, his age when he passed was 84. I'm kind of hoping the game, once it goes ahead and,
Just
visualizes that for us a little bit. Because I just was not getting it.
Strikes again.
Very nice. The mathematician was alive for 84 years. Setting up a linear equation, that's the damn name of it, as shown above, makes short work of this puzzle. Oh, well, I was kind of on the right track, but I don't know. Why didn't I set up as a damn... What was it? It just goes to show you, when I don't use math in a very long time in my daily tasks, I'm gonna forget it. Interestingly enough, a puzzle very similar to this one you just solved is said to be written upon the headstone of a grave of Diophantus, a famous ancient Greek mathematician. That is interesting. I had no idea. Alright. Not feeling great about the rest of these, but let's go. Letter calculations. If you take the problem 11 times 11 equals 121 and replace the 1s with A's and 2's with B's, you get AA times AA equals ABA. Yeah, that makes sense. Using that same replacement idea, you can also generate AA times AA equals BBCC. New values may or may not have been assigned for each letter. Can you figure out what A, B, and C equal in the above equation? So, basically, well, hold on a minute. We can kind of get this. I assume somewhat easily. It's just a matter of there's probably a better way to go about this, but I think for the vast majority of us, we can just go one by one. And really, all we got to focus on is AA times AA. So if I say, you know, AA times is 1, that's not going to work because that literally only gives us, well, frankly, only gives us a 3-digit number, 121, as it shows above. And I think it's going to be the same case if I do, you know, 22 times 22, 484. Same thing we do 33 times 33. Actually, never mind. 33 times 33 gives us 189. But that's still not going to work because obviously B and C need to have the same, well, not B and B are going to have one, you know, same value. C and C are going to be the same value. So we kind of just keep going here until we get something. Ooh, crap. something that kind of matches that idea. It's not 44. It's not 55. It ain't 66. It's not 77. That was 5929. 88 times 88. And that's it. And I'll just double check something. Okay, yep. So it's 88 times 88 because that equates to 7,744 or 7744. So at the end of the day, A is 8, B is 7, C is 4. I'm sure there was a better logical way to solve that,
Just
but
leave it to me.
that was the easiest way to go about it.
Layton's apprentice
So,
strikes again.
There we are there. The numbers work out perfectly if you assign A a value of 8, B a value of 7, and C a value of 4. At first, the possibilities for what goes where may seem daunting, but once you realize that only a few numbers can potentially replace A, everything starts coming together. Well, yeah, but once again, it's just... Even if you went through it one by one like I did, and even starting with 1 and 2, even 3, even though that may not make sense, you're gonna eventually get it. So, super pancakes! Yay, the stacking ones! These are always fun. Oh, well, wait a minute. Why is it worth that much? Oh, damn, that's a lot of damn pancakes. Well, let's just kinda work this a little bit. This may take me a little bit of time here. The issue is trying to get, like, the really big pancake over, but, ugh. I really want to... I'll probably have to start this over. I didn't want to bring it back there, but... What am I doing in my life? Like, I gotta move the biggest pancake in the bottom there somewhere else, but having a pain in the butt trying to do that. I'm literally just kind of going back and forth here. What's the next step, damn it? Get out of here. want... Wait, where do I want this to go? Maybe by putting it there in the middle... I can kind of start making my way. Kinda-ish. Oof. Alright, hold on. Come on, me. You can figure this out. It's not the end of the world. Okay, that's we're getting there a little bit. Okay, finally. Okay. Okay. We got the second to last now. This is where it's gonna get even more dicey, but... You know, hey, we're trying. Just gotta figure out that same somewhat logic. I gotta get that middle one off so I can get the second largest over there. No, but that means I need to... I need to clear off these four to bring this one on top of there, just to move it temporarily, I think, is how I want to handle this. Why do I feel like I'm kind of doing the same thing again? I can also feel my eyes like kind of glassing over because this is starting to kind of get to me a little bit. I feel like I made this a lot worse. Okay, hold the horses here. Hold on. I got that alone, but I don't think we wanted that. I don't want to stack anything on top of it. But I really got to start moving the... I gotta get that big one out. Yeah, I feel like I'm making it worse. Okay, hold on a little bit. We got the second largest out. Like, that's good. But now it's also a matter of trying to get the middle one, or excuse me, the largest one over. Damn it. Okay. Ooh, I am focusing too hard on this. My eyes are literally crossing. Okay. All right, now there we go. We're kind of almost there, but not really. How to go about this to... I want to get this one to the left or something. No, damn it. Oh, okay. What am I doing? Like, I'm inadvertently stacking it. I keep missing the second to biggest one. Like, that needs to go. Like, I need to bring it over, and I'm having such a stupid time doing so. Oh my god. Sorry this is taking a while, folks. Get out of here, man. I just want that one right underneath you. I feel like I kinda... Shit, am I going backwards or should I... I'm just causing more problems, I think. Like, inadvertently stacking in the middle when that's not what it asks, but... I felt like I was really close, too. Literally just doing the same thing now. I mean, if I kind of can do rinse and repeat, I can maybe move it over, but... I really don't want to restart this either. I'm already almost 500 moves deep. I can get this. I know I can. Okay, maybe I'm getting somewhere. I got this third largest one. If I can move it here. Now it's a matter of trying to finagle some of these. So I can get the second to largest. Wait. Okay, alright. Progress. Just 5 more stacks. And we'll kinda get this. Go down to like the same issue though, where I want to try getting the bottom on the first plate over. Once again, what am I doing? I'm close. I'm close. I gotta get that fourth one, or fourth largest, whatever you want to call it. Out there, but... Okay. So with me doing that... Sorry, my mouse is being really finicky, damn it, come on. There. This should be a little bit more friendly, I guess. I say that, but then I got all this going on now. Okay. We got it. It only took me 650 plus moves, but... Woo-wee!
Just leave it to me.
Yeah, sorry, I know I was making a bunch of stupid
Layton's
mistakes there,
apprentice
but I
strikes
got it.
again.
That was just a bunch of determination there. You gave your stylist quite the workout. One well-known solution to this puzzle uses 127 moves. I only did 5 times that, a little bit. If you haven't already achieved that number, try again and see if you can't beat your personal best. No, that's fine. All right. No more pancakes. Now on to the animal lover's house. 500 pearls. A magician charges a traveler with a task. Take a certain number of pearls out of a bag of 500. This number, when divided by any number, 2 through 7, always produces a whole number if you remove 1 pearl before dividing. Bring me this number, and all the pearls are yours. I can tell this is going to be terrible. The number of pearls the traveler takes from the bag doesn't produce a whole number when 1 pearl is removed, and the remaining pearl is divided by 4. But his number meets the other conditions. How many pearls did he take from the bag? What? Take a certain number of pearls out by a bag of 500. This number, when divided by any number 2 through 7, always produces a whole number if you remove 1 pearl before dividing. 2 through 7? So I think with that... Let me see here. With that being said and done, I think at the very end of the day, the number that they want initially, I think is going to be an odd number. Because when we take a pearl out, and it's going to be an even number, depending on what the number is, it should be divisible by 2 through 7. But dear God, trying to figure out what the hell that is seems like it's going to be really daunting. I imagine it's going to be somewhat of a larger number, too. Like, I don't think it's going to be anything like in the double digits. I don't even know if it could be in the 100s. Because last time, I'm also thinking of the idea that it should be divisible by 7. I don't even know if, like, squares come into place here, but... 70, 140. 70, 140, 210, 280. I don't know. But then again, we got to add 1 to that because that's going to be a number that we take 1 out from that number that's divisible. So it's always going to produce a number when divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I go by like the largest number, like I said, I was saying like 70, 140, 210. Let me try that. Get out a calculator here. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be 70. It might not even be 140, but let's see. That's obviously divisible by 2, but it's not by 3. So if I go up 1, if I go on 210, it's obviously divisible by... It's obviously divisible by 2. That's 105. 103 is 70, so that was my big thing. I was like, I feel like we got to focus on 70. Oh, but it says it can't be divisible by 4. Oh my god, no, I think I did get it. I think I did just get it, because 210 divided by 4, that's 52 and a half. But obviously 210 divided by 5, that works. 210 divided by 6 is 35, and then 210 divided by 7, as we saw, was 30. Crap, it is... Well, no, hold on a minute. It's not 210. It's going to be 211. Because we're going to take 1 out of it. Oh, wow.
Just leave it to me.
I'm a little surprised I got that without
That was
too
almost
much of a
too
headache.
easy.
Okay. Yeah, 211. All right. Angles in a box. God, I hate angles. Let's see how this is going to go. In the cube below, in the center of 3 sides of a cube are dots A, B, and C. The lines connect the dots. How many degrees is angle A, B, and C at the point where lines A, B, and BC meet? This refers to the internal angle, of course. Is there a logical way to do this? I mean... I'm kind of cocking my head a little bit here. Actually, I'm going to turn my... Well, it's obviously an obtuse angle. See, I remember some things from math. Geometry, I hated with a passion because my teacher, not to brag, this is not brag at all, but they put me in honors geometry. That was the worst mistake in my life because, dear God, I was terrible at it. But once again, I think it's because the teacher expected more from us, and we all had a hard-ass time. I heard geometry was fine for, like, the non-honors class, which, frankly, I wish I took. But a big thing there, angles. Obtuse, meaning it was larger than 90 degrees, and acute, meaning it was smaller, than 90 degrees. So, just by looking at it, it seems like it's over 100 and something. Now, how the hell to determine that, I don't know. I don't know if this is more so about trying to calculate something, or can we figure this out? Like, the only other thing I can think of is, like, if I try... it's gonna suck. Like, if I try mirroring this... I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Or am I missing a side? I might be missing a side, but even then... How the hell am I going to determine the actual degrees on this? And let's say I am missing a side. Let's say it's like something like this. Is it a matter of like, okay, we know some of these are going to be 90 degrees, and then this one's like a little bit more? Shit, I don't know, guys. Like, I feel I would take a wild guess and say, like, something beyond, you know, 100. Like, I would say, like, in between probably like 110 and 130, but like in that range, because it doesn't seem like it's overly obtuse, but I don't know what the actual calculation is going to be. Let me try working on this a little bit, but I feel like this is going to be a mulligan. Yeah, like I said, that was going to be a mulligan. Funny enough, my range was close. It's 120. Now, I'm curious as to how we get to that, besides just looking at it, because it's like...
Here goes.
Well, now that I just inputted it, and maybe I probably get it. Because 180 is a straight line, and if it's 120, we do a 30 and 30. I guess, like, hey, look at that, it's 180, but I don't even know if that's how you do it. If you continue to connect the middle points of sides in this way, you would draw a regular hexagon. See, okay, I knew I was kind of jacking that one up. And the internal angles in regular hexagons are always 120 degrees. Oh, are they? Oh, see, not just me being dumb. I did not know that. Once again, that's why I was absolute crap at geometry. All right, there you go. We learn something new every day. Hexagons always have a angle of 120. Shit. Sliding labyrinth. Alright. This map depicts an underground labyrinth, but it's all scrambled, so it's up to you to put it in the proper order again. Tunnel segments of each piece must meet up with tunnel edges of adjoining pieces. The only times tunnel segments can lead outward without touching other segments are when they're the start and goal. Uh-huh. Tunnels can't dead end at walls otherwise. Slide the pieces around and see if you can solve this puzzle. I gotta reread that. Tunnel segments of each piece must meet up with tunnel edges of adjoining pieces. So in a sense, like, they kind of have to connect. Okay. The only times tunnel segments can lead outward without touching other segments are when they're start and goal. Tunnels can't dead end at walls otherwise. I still don't know if I'm getting this. I mean, not only is this like a weird ass, like, hey, you know, like, it's a labyrinth, it's a sliding thing, which I despise with all my heart. I don't know what I'm doing with my life now. What's kind of funny is, like, I feel like some of this is actually somewhat coming together, but Yeah, like, why does that seem like it's actually kind of there? And I just, oh man, I feel like I just need that bottom, the top left, I think actually goes to the bottom left. Now, see, the problem is like trying to figure that out, I end up just screwing everything over to get to it. See, that looks kinda right. But now I'm gonna screw everything up to try getting it back in order. God, whoever enjoys sliding puzzles, I don't even know what to tell you. I just always despise them. Whether it's I just don't have the patience for it, I don't have the brain for it, or anything. All of that, I'm sure, are viable, actual reasonings, but sometimes I scramble them up like crazy to kind of give me an idea of like, hey, maybe something's opening up for me, you know? Maybe I'm getting closer and closer to getting it. Doubting it, but you never know. Case in point, guys, what the hell was that?
That was almost too easy.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the win. How many moves was that? A bunch? Seeing which pieces connect to others is easy, but getting them all in place can be tough. Yeah, you think? Ooh-wee. Alright, well, that's all the animal lovers. So we have 6 more puzzles to go. 8 cards. These cards, numbered 1 through 8, can be used to make 2 multiplication equations. One is given here, but can you think of the second one? Probably not, but we're gonna give it a shot. Huh. Well, it's gonna be some 3-digit number times a single digit is gonna give us a 4-digit. Now, I'm not saying that, like, oh, I got this, because I really don't right off the bat, but we can be absolutely be certain this is not going to be a 1, and I don't even think it's going to be a 2. Because let's just take the highest numbers we got. Let's just say that, get my calculator out again. Let's just say it was 987 times 2. That'll give us 1974. We can't reutilize the 9, the 7. So and again, even though I say something like that, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be like the first 3-digit number isn't going to be like, oh my god, huge. But it's going to be a point, at least in some extent. Oh, okay, wait. I just realized 9 is not even a number we can utilize. Okay. Well, it's not going to be 876 and 2. 873, or 876 times 3. 6 and 8 get reutilized. It's not 4, it's not 5? Wait a minute. Damn it. This was going to be kind of close. It's not, but if I did like like 876 times 5, that's 4 3. Oh wait, we don't have zeros either. It would have been 8-0, but we don't have zeros. How the hell that? Okay. Huh. This is a fun one. The only other thing I can think of is what happens if, like, the 4-digit number is relatively low. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, something, like, insane. Like, starting with, like, 7, 6, 5,000. If that was a lower number, it might give us some leeway. But even then, I don't know. Because I was saying, like, oh, I don't think it's going to be 2. But, like, say we have something like, 651 times 2 or something. That'll give us a relatively low number. That's 1302. Well, you know what? I guess that kind of helps out. If we don't have a 0, I guess it's not going to be... Either the 3-digit number is not going to be an even number, or it's the digit, the singular digit is not going to be even. And that's why I'm kind of leaning towards, like, this mixture of, like, perhaps the middle one is going to be 3. And even when we go with that assumption, I gotta find something that's going to be times 3 that's going to equate to something here. So I was, like, messing around with, like, 6s here. Like, if I do, like, I don't know, 6... 7, 1 times 3. Now I'm getting 2013. That can't work. So the problem is I'm getting numbers that I'm like bringing back a 0. And I don't think that's gonna work. If I lower it a little bit, like if I'm in the 500s, I'm no longer hitting zeros. See, that's the thing. Like, what? Do I just keep making guesses? Like, that's why I'm thinking, like, this can't... There's got to be a more logical way to go about this, but I think it's going to be a 5. Something in the 500s times 3. If I use the largest one, it's 587 times 3. Maybe I can, like, I can probably narrow it down. That's going to bring us to some type of 1. And, well, what's the lowest number I can use out of these? 524, maybe? Well, I'm getting either 524 times 3 is 1572. Well, we can't do that, obviously, because we're already using the 5. So let's, like, move up. And it can't be 530 something. So let's try, like, 542. Let's flip that around. That give me, like, 626. If I use that, but I don't know if that's gonna work either. Because a lot of them, I'm gonna keep bringing up 5s again. I can't utilize that 5. If I try 62. 66. So, maybe it's leaning more towards somewhere in the 700s place. So that means that it's not going to be... The 2 is not going to be up here. It's either going to be included somewhere on the right, or maybe here, but I don't know yet. Well, crap, if I use 7 up there, that means I have to use... I have to use 8. $582 times 3... Damn, I think I inadvertently got it. 582 times 3 is 1746. That's all the numbers being utilized. I made my calculations right.
Works.
Okay. Well, that was kind of one of sheer luck and brute force. I don't know what logic would have went in there. Kind of like besides what I was semi-doing. But, okay. The numbers... What is it? Number cycle? There's a pattern to this cycle of numbers. What numbers should go into the space with a question mark? So we got 4 going to 16, going to 37, going to 58, goes into something, which then goes back into 145. Then it goes down. Well, I'd imagine this is going to be able to be a larger number, not small. So the only thing that kind of stands out to me right now is 4 to 16. You know, that's, 4 times 4, or, squared. There's that, but then we got 4 plus 12 is 16. But then how the hell is 16 go into 37? That's 21, right? Is that the gimmick? You like reverse this? Like we still like, okay, it's 4 plus 12 originally, but then you take the inverse of that, and then, you know, 16 plus 21 gives you 37. But it's like, okay, but now if I take that, how the hell do I get 58 out of that? So maybe not so clever, but I tried there. So I don't think it's like a straight up like hard coded plus 12 whatever. I am starting to think it has something to do with squares, because that takes me to 16. Now obviously 16 squared, it's not correct, but I'm curious about something. Sorry, I'm trying to take my damn calculator out again. Yeah, that takes me to 256. Definitely way too much. So how the hell does that take me to... How the hell do I get 37 from 16 to 37? Wait a minute. Oh, hold the phone. I think I figured it out. If I'm still using the square methodology, well, you know, once again, 4 squared is 16. And then somehow that 16, the next pattern is 37. One of the... As I was literally messing around with my calculator, the only way this is going to happen if I take a square of each singular digit. That's 1 and 36. That takes me to 37. Now let's see if that follows through with 58. Probably not, but curious. So 3 squared, yeah, 3 squared, 7 squared. That is... Hold on really quick. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, because I squared it. I squared 1 and 6. That's how it got me to 37. So if I do... That'll be 9 and... 950s. Am I even doing this right? Yeah, no, that's right. 3 squared, or 3 times 3 is 9. 7 times 7 is 49. That's 58. Okay, so we just got our answer. So 5 squared. My God, my handwriting is atrocious. So obviously 5 squared is 25. 8 squared is 64. Add that up, and we get good old 89. Because that is literally the only thing I can think of. Actually, you know what? Let's take that a step further. If we're going this route. Let's do, once again, 8 squared is 64. And 9 squared is 81. 81 plus 64 is 145. Okay, we got it. It's 89. That's pretty clever. I like that.
Let's see if
Like,
this
sometimes I'm cool with pattern recognition, other times I can
That
absolutely
was
kick my
almost
butt.
too easy.
Alright. Square each digit in a number and then add these values together to find the next number in a cycle. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be crap, I can already tell. This is the one that Giorgio, whoever, kept giving us. 99 Picarats. Yeah, okay. Yeah, what do we even say about this? Didn't I try kind of going through like the same methodology where it's like, oh, I want to try getting like all the ones in a particular column before moving on to the next, although I'm not really certain that's the best way to go about it. Because unfortunately there's going to be a point, just like right now, I'm going to eventually get to a point where I'm like, if I go to the bottom left, I'm just stuck there. Same thing. So yeah, this isn't it. So even though it seems like I'm getting there, it's like I'm putting myself in a position that it's not going to work out for me. Same thing with once on the top left there, it's not going to work out. I don't even know why I'm still going on with this. Unless I kind of go crisscross a little back and forth. Because my thing is like, I'm sure that there isn't multiple ways to do this. I'm sure there's like one finite way, and I think that's the big issue here, right? Is trying to find that one way to do this is going to be a pain. Once again, it's all logic. I'm sure if somebody takes their time with this, they will eventually get it, but you know, frankly, it's like playing chess. You know, you have to think about your moves ahead of time and kind of hope that you'll get it. Like, once again, if I go to the top right, that's not going to work. Oops. Well, got a decent chunk there done, but not all of it. Okay, this is going to be one of those other ones. Yeah, I'm going to try off screen, but something tells me that I'm just going to eventually have to, yeah, just kind of meet you guys up when either I'm close or if I need to look up a solution, because this is probably going to take me forever. Alrighty, folks. Yeah, I spent don't know how long off-screen trying to get this. I was getting semi-close, but then other times, like, not so much. So, I did end up like, okay, let's just see how I'm actually supposed to do this. You'd be surprised how, for the most part, following a clockwise strategy seemed to help quite a bit to where I needed to go. And, yeah, it just kind of helped out. I don't want to make a mistake here. Well, let's go to the bottom right, then it goes up and up. Okay. Yeah, that was just...
Here goes.
Ew. Okay.
Piece of cake.
Well, wonderful. All right. Well, that's everything for the Sweetheart's house. And once you do all those challenges, you get the ultimate of the ultimate, the worst of the worst, the Puzzle Doctor's house. I don't even want to know how this is going to be crappy. If this is coming from Dr. Schrader himself, uh-oh. Colin's score. Are these all going to be freaking 99? 4 students took a test where every question had 2 possible answers, A or B. Each question was worth 10 points for a total of 100. The students' test results were posted as seen below, but the teacher forgot to tally Colin's score. Why? Colin was heading to the teacher's office when Mary called him back, saying that they could figure out his score using the results from the other tests. Can you figure out Colin's score? Why? Just go to somebody else. Go to the teacher. They're going to do it for you. Alright. Well, I am not sure what the best way to kind of go about this is besides combining all of these. I don't know. Like, the thing is like, for example, Mary. In some capacity, she has 7 out of 10 correct. Dan has 5 out of 10. Lisa has 3 out of 10. So I think from there we gotta figure out, like, what do we all have in common? So they all have B as number 1. So we know at the very least Colin has a 10. Same thing for 3. Okay, so he has at least 20. Now, I don't know how much more we could use a strategy. Oh no, hold on. 7 everybody has. So he has at least 30. Now, with that also being said and done, well, wait a minute. If we just determined am I thinking about this right? Like, if we just determined that what the same score as we know Lisa has, can I just kind of invert these now? And say, like, okay, if the rest of these are wrong, then some of these are going to be right. So we got, like, 40, 50, and 60. Like, assuming she got all the rest of these wrong, but... and, like, anything that matches up, then we got wrong, too. But anything that she has wrong and we have a different answer, that means we have it right. So that puts us at 60. I guess we can kind of say the same for, like, you know, comparing Lisa and Dan. Like right now he's at 30. That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. That puts him at 40. And that puts him at 50. Okay, no, I think that does work. And then once again, following that strategy for Mary, boom. Yeah, no, then that means that Colin has 60. I hope. I don't know how else we're supposed to figure that out. Okay, hey, that was actually kind of fun to figure out.
Layton's apprentice strikes again.
I don't know if I went about it the right way, but an A+ for you, that is. Unfortunately for Colin, the score was 60 points. That's even if that's considered a failing. For us, because one, I went to grade school, high school, and grade school in the 90s and like early 2000s. Wait a minute. Yeah. I went to like grade school in the 90s and 2000s, and I went to private school, so like the grading scale's a lot more harsh. Because a lot of my friends that went to public school, it was usually in tens, like 90 to 100 was an A, 80 to 90, or like 80 to 89 was a B, 70 to 79 was a C, etc., etc. For us, they kind of cut that by like three or 4 points. Like 93 to 100 was an A, 85 to 92 was a B, and I don't remember what C was. It was like 84 to like 77, I think. So it's a lot more harsh. Either way, I have no idea how it is today, if they changed that at all, but that's just how it was when I went to school. Based on the results from the 3-score test, you can come up with 4 possible answer keys, labeled A through D. No matter which one you use, Colin's score is 60. I think the easiest was just comparing it to Mary. Alright. 2 more. A card tournament. He looks like a dapper little guy. Some people meet with a round-robin card tournament. Round-robin? That sounds familiar, actually. Where every person plays every other person once. Wallace has to leave only after a few hands, sitting out the remainder of the tournament. A total of 59 hands are played at the tournament. How many hands did Wallace play before leaving? The card game in question is a 2-player game, and no person played with the same opponent more than once. No one sat out any hands besides Wallace. I have no damn idea if I'm even following this. They're playing some round-robin card tournament. Every person plays every other person once. Does it even say how many people are there? He has to leave only after a few hands. Well, see, that alone makes it sound like it's going to be a very low number. He has to leave only after a few. I don't know. Sitting out the remainder of the tournament. A total of 59 hands were played by the tournament. How many hands did Wallace play before leaving? It's a 2-player game, too. And no person played with the same opponent more than once. Do I take 59? I can't divide it by 2. It's not going to make sense. I don't think I should times it, but it's interesting that... Well, they're saying it's 59 hands in total. And in some capacity, he had a few of those. But also knowing the rules that no person played the same opponent more than once, and no one sat out besides Wallace. What the hell did he do? Well, I want to know, like, if it's 59 hands, how many people are actually there? If I knew that, I'm sure we could somewhat determine what it is. Like, because, well, I guess we can make an assumption, right? That it can't, if it's 59 hands, it could not have been more than 12 people, right? Because that is, that's 60, right? Double check my math here. So that would be, yeah, that'll put us at 60. So it can't be, it cannot be 12 people. It could be at least 11. Like, that will put us at 55. I don't know. Actually, how the hell did I even think about that? I'm really lost. I'm trying to figure this out, but like, I don't even know where the hell I'm getting some of these numbers in my head. It can't go beyond 59 hands. Which I guess we assume matches. Well, shit, I don't know. This is probably going to be a mulligan, 100%. But let me try thinking a little bit here. Yeah, no, I wasn't going to get it. Like, nope. Like, I just, my head was hurting. So, it's 4 hands. I just want to know how the hell they came about it.
Let's see if this works.
Once again, if I had like forever and a half to figure it out, maybe I'll eventually get it, but I'm like, I gotta have dinner soon. Wallace played 4 hands. First, you need to find a total number of hands if everyone stayed. If everyone stayed. You can find that with an equation like the one here. If there were 11 people, there would have been 55. And if there were 2 people, that would have been 66. Okay. Why did I assume the thing with 5? What the hell? Did I read something incorrectly? I thought they mentioned 5. I don't know. Either way, it still didn't make any damn sense. So we assumed if there were 11 people, and we take that 4 hand, like, it would have been 55. But if it was 12 people, it would have been 66. That's too much. Since we know 59 hands were played, there must have been 12 people at the start. Now, when we subtract the 59 hands out of the 66, we learn that Wallace missed 7 hands. Since everyone would have played 11 hands, ideally, that means Wallace only played 4 hands. Okay, that makes a lot more sense when it's spelled out like that because I'm an idiot, but... oh god, I was not thinking. Which is, that's not new. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the very final big puzzle of the game. I love how it's called the Diabolical Box. This is gonna suck, isn't it? Alrighty. Oh! Of course it's a sliding damn puzzle. Okay, well, I'm not gonna get this. I'm telling you guys now, I'm probably gonna look it up. I will give it a shot, though. The last puzzle in the escape game where you need to move the pink gem to the circle outline at the bottom. Beware, though, because this Diabolical Box won't let you escape so easily. Oh, really? Thanks, I didn't realize that. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Thought I had a little bit of leeway there, but... Hold on. In some way or another, like I want to try giving myself a little bit of leeway here so I can move this ball a little bit. I get stuck right there in that corner. If anything, I'm just kind of screwing this up even more, huh? Damn it, every time I keep thinking like, oh, I can squeeze in. No, I can't. I don't even know how the hell I had this originally. My main thing is, how the hell do I move this beyond this little point here? And, like, the thing is, too, like, this cross-section, like, I feel like no matter where I put it, it is not going to, like, easily move. Like, I feel like it's going to be stuck there in the middle. Like, not for eternity, but, like, might as well feel like it. See, once again, like, if I can just move this a little bit, cool, but... Till it's like, oh, look, I almost have space. And it's like, yeah, you think you have space, but you really don't. If I can move... Move that piece. Damn it, why I get a little excited every time I do this. I'm like, oh, I can move it. No. Nope, it's always that right there that I get, like, it's like, no, 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 no. Where the hell do you think you're going? I mean, I can move it there. It's like, okay, then what? Like, I don't have enough space to move this around. And it's kind of the same thing here. It's like, okay, now what? I mean, there's a reason why this is the last one. Like, this is probably going to be very painful. And I can already tell I'm not going to get this on my own whim. So... I'll give it a shot off screen, but you guys know the drill. I'm probably going to give up and look it up. Because, yeah, this is just a lot of ew right now. And I hate it because, like, it seems like I maybe could get it, but... yeah, I gotta have dinner, so... Alrighty, folks. Yeah, I definitely had to look this up. Like, this was a pain. I gave it like a good, 10 or so minutes off screen, and I was like, nope. And looking up the solution, if I fast forwarded through it, whoo-wee, like, you gotta shift that thing little by little by little, and sometimes you gotta even go back a little bit. But eventually you'll have enough leeway, and look, it escaped.
Just leave it to me.
God, that was a stupid puzzle to leave for the very last.
Layton's
But
apprentice strikes again.
there we are, 5,500 Pickerats. One well-known solution to this puzzle uses 78 moves. Yeah, okay. That sucked. Congratulations! You successfully solved every puzzle available at Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box. New puzzles will become available through Nintendo WFC, so if you haven't checked them out yet, please make sure you do. And I will in the next bonus video. I have no idea how those weekly puzzles are going to be like. And that's going to be on the European version of the game, the Pandora's Box version. Don't know if there's going to be any big of a difference, but we'll see. And with that, it seems you've completed every puzzle in the game. Congratulations! It's clear that you possess an aptitude and passion for puzzle solving that is equal to my own. Look, Professor! A new page of characters has been unlocked in the profile section. Indeed it has, Luke. That's a gift from us to our friend, the player. You heard the Professor. Have fun with those. Okay. Really want to call it fun, but let's just see. Top secret profiles. And we have a new page. Wait. The puzzle people? Is that what it is? They literally named Puzzle Guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Puzzle Gal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flora Incognito. Don Flora? I love that. Don't be fooled. While this may look like Flora, this is actually Don Paulo in another one of his masterful disguises. He swapped places with the real Flora to spy on Luke and Layton. He's such a master of mimicry that he's even got her walk down pat. Once again, many questions there. And Duke Herzen. And Winston. Wait. Who the hell's Winston? The Anderson family's devoted chauffeur, can't speak. Chauffeur. When seeing her off the journey in full sense, one wonders if he felt a twinge of jealousy, however irrational, like Kachi's decision to travel by rail instead of by car. Why the hell can't I remember him? And then the good old Layton Mobile has its own little thing. Layton's pride and joy is an ode to classic design made of shiny red metal. He keeps a car in tip-top shape, so it looks great whenever he takes it out to solve a new mystery. Its tall roof affords Layton the headroom he needs to drive with his hat on, because that is the most important thing to him, apparently. And then the last thing that was hidden by 4,500 Pickerats actually was the movies, which I find kind of funny. Like, even if you did all the main puzzles in the main game, like you found all of them and you didn't make a mistake or anything like that, you still wouldn't be able to get to it. You would have to do at least a couple of the Layton Challenges puzzles. I find that odd. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this bonus video. This took forever and a half. That's what I figured it was going to take. Next time, we will go over the weekly puzzles found in the game. I don't know how many there are. I could have sworn... why? Why the hell is slow down there? Okay. I don't know why I was not happy there. I can't remember how many that there were in Curious Village. I think it was like 27 or so. may or may not be the same. I'm gonna go on a whim here and say it's probably just a little bit more, but excuse me, we'll see. We'll delve into that in the next bonus video. So, as usual, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all for the next bonus video of Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box. Love you all so much, and don't forget to spread that love around. Have a great day, everybody.